Hello, everyone, and welcome to Button Smash.
Button Smash. Button Smash.
Tonight, we're talking about some of the latest and greatest news and events that have happened throughout the week. And by the way, I hope you didn't just buy that fancy new 2080 Ti that you've been eyeing for about $1,500. Because that's right. NVIDIA was waiting for you to purchase that, specifically you, Connor, out there in internet land, and released the RTX 30 series, but so soon. We'll also be talking about some of the DC Fandome stuff because we didn't get a chance to talk about that when it happened last week. And Nintendo.
Super Mario Direct.
But before we do any of that, let's see who's joining us this week. We have Doc Chris.
I'm a little offended about how growly we were at the beginning of this podcast. I like to apologize, mostly to my throat, but I'll be better.
TV's Casey.
It's me, TV's Casey.
The Bad Coyote Sergio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Button Smash, the video game podcast. It's not afraid to tell you what's up. Keeping it 100, keeping it above. That's right. We're coming at you live here on twitch.tv/WeAreRogueMatter to get the full effect, the beautiful graphics, the faces, the cameras, the voices. Match our faces to what you're hearing everywhere you can listen to a podcast right here on twitch.tv/WeAreRogueMatter.
And I'm your host for the evening, Booster Greg. Now that we've gotten all that business out of the way, Serge, tell me about all of the RTX greatness that I'm going to be having, hopefully, in my future.
Oh, dude, it's so crazy. NVIDIA came out with this showcase, right? They started off, teasing everybody. It's okay, get to the GPU, get to the graphics cards. And they're like, we have other technologies. Get the graphics card. A 40-minute presentation, 26 minutes in. They're like, by the way, the future is now. So what they unveiled was a few things. We got the new 3000 series of graphics cards. That's right. The future is now. So you got the RTX 3070, the quote-unquote lowest end model one. That's going to be $499, $500, but it's supposed to be way beyond the 2080 Ti, which is the if you have a 2080 Ti right now, it's the bestest graphics card you could possibly have on your computer device at home. And this thing promises to blow that thing out of the water. And they're like, oh, we're not done yet. There's also an RTX 3080 for $699, and that goes a level beyond. And then they're like, well, hold on, we're gonna go beyond that.
This is to go even further.
RTX 3090 for $1499, which is insane. Absolutely insane. NVIDIA was just like, hold my beer. Oh my god. And the funny thing about it is this whole presentation took place in the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen's house. And the funny thing is, when he was unveiling these graphics cards, he had them in his crazy looking overpriced kitchen. So he's standing in front of a camera, and behind him is this crazy marble stove with this Greek back marble pan. I'm like, what is this? What? Is this guy flexing on us in quarantine? How dare you? And so the first graphics card he pulls out behind this what the internet noticed as this gigantic jar full of only cake spatulas.
Well, yes, when you're that rich, you eat cake.
Always.
Oh,
you need the spatulas to match.
Dude, I saw the funniest comment during the NVIDIA live stream. People were like, what's up with these guys? Do rich people not know how to decorate? What the hell's going on? And there's so many cake spatulas, and the funniest comment goes, NVIDIA has all these cake spatulas because AMD got creamed. I'm like, oh, come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god! But I will say, because I did have a buddy of mine, Alex, who did get me a 2070 Super for my birthday. Thank you for that. He was like, dude, how mad are you that I got you that graphics card for your birthday that happened earlier this August? And now NVIDIA's like, oh, by the way, September 17th, the latest graphics cards are going to come out. It's going to blow the ones you have out of the water. And I was like, okay, I can kind of see how you would see that's a problem, but here's my thing. We don't know how these are going to perform out in the wild. And what I mean by that, they test them in-house in NVIDIA, probably a lot of extensive testing. we don't have actual benchmarks from NVIDIA of how these things are going to operate, and things operate differently on everyone's machine. There's so many factors that go into your home PC. You've got your motherboard, your RAM, you got your wattage, like your cooling. There's so many different things. So we don't know how it's going to perform. So I was telling him, I'm going to let everyone out there buy these things up and see if it blows up your computer or not. It just might, because I saw a sheet where it says like the 3070 has a wattage. It's going to need a wattage of 350 watts, which is a lot. It's just a lot of watt. Like, Jesus, like it just may light your computer on fire. But dude, the funniest thing is he just kept
21 gigawatts.
Yeah, like
that's a small PA system, guys.
Yeah,
that's just your graphics.
And that was just the 3070. Like, we didn't see the wattage for the 3090. And I mean, they showed us a graph how the 3070, the lowest tier one, is just going to be like 3 or 4 times the power, the graphics output of a 2080 Ti, which is the cream of the crop right now. Like, what? How? And for $500? What? That's insane.
That's got me like real excited, especially like I'm not going to be upgrading, I don't think, for another year or so, hopefully. But like, man, just knowing that I could have something way better than what I have now, because I'm rocking a 1070 Ti, so I'm not rocking like any schlump here, but oh my God, I can get even better for less.
Mr. 960 over here.
Double the 960.
Can't forget good old 960.
Back when everybody was thinking SLI was the way of the future.
Well, what I do like though is their promise of like how many teraflops and bits are going to be. Like, they're promising a lot with this thing. It's high performance. It's cool. It's dual cooling system of pulling in air and pushing it out. Now you generally have to use other parts of the computer for that to happen. But they're like, no, we're going to take care of like the cooling system in the GPU in itself in the most advanced way you could possibly have in a GPU. And I'm just like, okay, buddy. So that looks really promising. But again, we're going to see how it performs out in a while. It may fry a couple computers. How does it play well with certain motherboards? Like, is it going to be forward compatible with like B550 or B540 motherboards? Don't know. I just recently got an X570 Tomahawk, so that's quote unquote future proof. But yeah, so everyone who's just like, I don't know, I just got a 2070 Super. Like, there was someone who on that stream was like, I just got a graphics card. and their friend made them aware that this presentation was happening and that they had to tune in. And the guy was sitting there like, why? Why don't I have better friends who told me this was going to happen? But
I want you to know that I only have a Mac, so you just said a whole bunch of numbers and letters, and I'm very excited, but I don't know what it all means.
Yeah. What
do you mean upgrade your computer?
The files are inside the computer.
I'm sorry.
But Greg, so what do you think about people who want the king of the crop, the 3090, the 1499 one?
I think you're fucking absurd. I think like that's ridiculous. It's so much money. And normally, like when we were talking about like we had the 1080 Ti, the 2080 Ti, it was like justified because that was the best that you can get, and you don't really need any better than what that was. Now they're giving us with the 3080, they're giving us like way better than what the 2080 was. And then they're like, oh, here, take another, like, is it 1500? This is like gonna just, you're turning your computer, it's gonna go into the future.
Literally, it just has like a firelight trail.
Yeah. No, not even that. I'm thinking the Doctor Who time travel just.
Yeah, the TARDIS just goes through the tunnel, the time tunnel.
The extra coolings for the flux capacitor.
You boot it up and just as the and then it's like, oh my God, what's happening?
I mean, even the stats they give us. I mean, how do you even like measure all these teraflops? It's like what, like 36 shader teraflops, so 69 RT. It's like, oh, okay, like can we even comprehend what this is going to do?
I can tell you right now who they're going for with the 3090. They're going for Ninja, Tim the Tap Man. They're going for those high end, like high income streamers, because they're going to get it. They're probably going to give it to them for free.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
So that's what they're really kind of going for. Then there's going to be like your try-hard friends, right? That we love them all, but they're like, yeah, you got what's that? A 3080? What do you save up your lunch money for that one? I got 4 3090s in here. Jeez, man.
Like that. Everyone has like that PC snob friend. You know what I mean? It's my God.
I could render Avatar the movie in real time with this.
Right? It's like that's what they're selling
It's
it to, like
why?
the all user, the one all powerful who's like, oh, I play Call of Duty Warzone on max settings, and then I play Control on ultra settings, and then I render out an entire Pixar movie, and then I also do this and that. It's
I broadcast to 30 alternate Twitch accounts at once.
right? I broadcast to the Cowboy Stadium's jumbotron, the freaking
Remotely.
remotely. I broadcast under the Thunderdome. You know, that's just what I do. Like, I mean, and this car, the 3090, is just hilariously big. It's just so like, what's that gonna fit into? You gotta like break your glass just to put this thing into your freaking
It's just
PC.
sticking out of the side.
Yeah, it's so like what? It's so massive.
It's gonna run all of Madison Square Garden. All of them.
No, you know what it's gonna be? People are gonna have their computers like the same people that are driving home from Home Depot. Their trunk is open and it's tied closed with like those cables. Oh boy.
Do you know how I know the 3090 is going to propel you into the future the moment you hook up more than one of those together?
Uh-oh.
If you look at the top of the card, it is the infinity symbol.
Oh, true. Yeah, the metal inlay.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's how I know.
The secret,
Confirmed.
secret time travel, the flux capacitor there.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And it creates a multiverse if you put four of them together.
I also love how the CEO of NVIDIA, like Jensen, like he's pulling all these cars in different parts. He pulled the 3090, the cream of the crop one, out of the oven. And people were like, that's because it's done cooking, baby. Let's go. Oh man, the live chat is
the emerald of gaming PCs.
So good. I love people in live chat, like whenever events pop up. But yeah, these are supposed to be available come September. So the 3070 is available October, 3080 in September. And then the 3090, it says available from NVIDIA and partners on September 24th. So
it's damn soon.
Yeah, like it's crazy that they just made this announcement and these cards are releasing soon. Like,
well, it's probably because they were planning on releasing them or announcing this sooner, and then just like COVID just destroyed everything and everyone, like their plans for the future, all of that. So like, I think they're just like, all right, we have these done. Like, we're just gonna sit on them. No, we should do something. And then Mr. CEO is just like, I'll announce it from my kitchen.
This isn't a bad look at all with everybody in quarantine and people get laid off. There's no job. But here's my marble kitchen.
They gotta beat up the
Here,
consoles,
buddy.
though.
Spend
That's
3
true.
weeks of unemployment on this fancy graphics card.
You can play in 8K. Like, what?
Who needs a job when you have video games?
Oh my god, it's insane. But that wasn't the only thing NVIDIA was showcasing. There's something practical that people can use along with these cards. I think they're releasing this technology at the same time. So NVIDIA Broadcast. What is NVIDIA Broadcast? So NVIDIA Broadcast, it's not going to replace OBS, your open broadcasting software. It kind of helps it out. So their big claim is that NVIDIA has a lot of AI, a lot of smart technology, the smartest technology, learning systems. And what they want to do is to enable you to stream better with your microphone, your camera, and your speakers. So we've all had the problem of, and I love this demo that they showed off. So they have a guy sitting down in what looks like a streaming room. He's like, have you ever like started streaming or doing whatever recording, and you have your girlfriend in the background and she's just blow drying her hair. That's what women be blow drying their hair. That's what they do. Well, with NVIDIA Broadcast, you can cut out that sound completely. So this guy gets a drop down menu, clicks a thing in the NVIDIA Broadcast, and all you hear is his voice. Like his girl behind him with her blow dryer completely cut out. And I was like, oh, interesting promise there. Especially if you live in neighborhoods, like if you live in New York and there's like stuff going on outside, or you just have like noisy neighbors or whatever. I think that could be good. Or for any weird background noise you have, maybe you have an air conditioning on blast because it's been hot. That would be cool. Another thing they showed was something that Zoom can do. So not everybody has a green screen. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. And also at the same time, you can't really like put them together. You buy like a cheap one, you buy some coat hangers or whatever. What if you can just use this NVIDIA Broadcast technology and it could learn like what to cut out from your background. So Zoom kind of does this pretty well right now. But NVIDIA is saying our AI learning can like see what is in the foreground, your chair, and cut out everything else. So you can do a couple different things. You can have a blurred background, a bokeh effect, which you kind of get on like a DSLR through a simple drop-down menu. You can have moving backgrounds in videos, a fish tank, you're in a spaceship, or the most useful, and I think what people are actually going to use this for, the most practical thing, is to cut out your background completely and then to have your background be your gaming.
Oh, I was gonna say City Skyline. Is that what you were gonna
Yeah. Right? What
High
do you?
res.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's all.
What can I
It's,
get
all, it's, all
referring
in,
to? I
it's
don't
all in the
know.
very expensive studio that I paid for. But yeah, I mean, so this NVIDIA broadcasting software seems very promising. They're like, it uses this very advanced AI technology that'll see you, your chair, and only cut out everything else in the background.
That's
So,
really cool.
There's actually another app that just recently dropped. It's called MMHMM that looks like it's meant to be like a much easier to use like more user-friendly version of OBS for to do very similar stuff as well. But it's meant to be for someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Like myself. But it's a very similar premise that is, was just announced this week as well.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Oh wow, the same week.
But
as
this looks
NVIDIA.
way better though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
NVIDIA's promising it's going to be like super easy to use, as you see on the interface on here on twitch.tv/WeAreRogueMatter. Tune in live to get the full effect here. The guy's just using the software that just has like 3 tabs right now. They might have some more features later. And the last thing about NVIDIA Broadcast that I don't think will get a lot of use, it's kind of janky, is okay. So what if, when you have your camera on, you're moving out of frame or you're moving a lot, there's a feature where your camera will follow you around. Now, some cameras do this, but they're promising whatever camera you have, be it a DSLR or whatever, the NVIDIA software will follow you as you move throughout your frame. And in the demo, it kind of looks weird, like a weird,
looks wonky.
yeah. I don't know who's going to use that and what that's for, because sometimes, I mean, working in production, just having a nice still camera, I think is the best. And having a camera that always follows your head around is weird because, while we're gaming, we make movements. Like we hurricane, we jerky. Now, if your camera's like shaking around while you're just playing your game or you're reacting, it's going to look really weird to your viewers. So I don't know.
I think honestly, it's more for the IRL streamers, like the people who are like painting, cooking, whatever, like all of that stuff.
The Bob
I
Rosses
can
of
see
the
like
world.
like I can see like
The
a
Let's
like a
Dancers of the Twitch space.
no, even them, not necessarily for the dancers, because they're gonna have a full body shot essentially. So it wouldn't be. I could see like, I don't know, cooking where they're reaching for something and they want the camera to follow them or something like that, or if they're going to like cutting to like a close up and stuff like that.
Good point.
Yeah, but what I'm looking forward to most is having the green screened out background without a green screen, but being able to keep my current background, because I bet you I could probably do a double scene, one with, one without, and I could have like it looks like a giant screen behind me that just has like gameplay or something up there. As like
Or you could do a thing where you move, and since your background's green screen, it's like a Flintstones background that just keeps repeating.
I mean, I could do that.
The old school Hanna-Barbera. See, it keeps moving in the background. That's hilarious. But so and NVIDIA is showcased a bunch of other stuff, like a lot of like mumbo jumbo, AI, BS, whatever. But the last thing that I thought was interesting to what we do and what we talk about is their new Flex technology. They announced the new monitors, but there's no new price or whatever. But they're announcing that there's a new monitor with, I think, 360 hertz. And it'll be able to use a new advanced form of G-Sync that'll be able to one-for-one have your mouse clicks, your GPU and CPU all sync up at the same time to give you the highest refresh rate, the most minimal latency you could ever possibly have in a game. Because when you make a mouse click or when a game renders, there's some time in between that it goes to the monitor. So basically, long story short, while you're doing an action, it's not really one-for-one unless you have a higher refresh monitor. So if you're playing your Fortnites and your Apexes and your Call of Duties, you want the highest refresh monitor. You want like some kind of like system that'll help you along. And NVIDIA is promising we're coming out with a monitor with a highest refresh rate with this crazy technology that'll one-for-one your CPU, your mouse, and your monitor will all act as one. So you will have the lowest latency possible in the game. They even have this monitor promise that you can hook up your mouse into the monitor and it'll kind of test out like your best settings on where things should be.
No one trust the USB port on their monitor. Get out of here with that. They're like, trust us, this one's better. It's like, no one's doing that. Directly into the PC or nothing.
That's why they had their advanced AI technology. And I'm like, okay, buddy. Okay. Yeah. All these promises, we'll see. But 360 hertz, it's like, okay, that sounds pretty nice. And they had some demos too of like, characters running by on the screen, like how in 60 hertz, it looks kind of jerky, 144 hertz, a bit smoother, and 360, the smoothest you can. Only with NVIDIA technology. I'm like, okay, dude, we'll see how it is when it actually releases out in the wild and we get some real testing.
It's
and
like
we get
somebody
some...
put a stick of butter inside your monitor.
It's like machined
Don't
from a
do
single
that.
piece of silicon. And then and a piece of butter was slated on that. It's so funny. They need that guy who sells all the Apple products to like sell their 360 beautiful hertz, all machined into one. Yeah, and NVIDIA had a lot of things in their showcase, but the top things people were talking about were the GPUs, the graphics card. There's NVIDIA broadcast technology, which I think just release that now. That looks really cool. I mean, for a lot of people who don't have green screens, it's like you can have one. You know what I mean? Like here it is right here with their advanced AI technology. Boom, take out your background. Boom, you don't have to have all their weird crap. Boom, like their microphone technology, take all the noise out of the background, and it's just you and your game, and that's it. But that was NVIDIA.
Nice. All right. Now, something I've been really wanting to talk to everyone about, the DC Fandome. Now we all know that the DC comics with their events and all this stuff. No, I love them. They had this great event and they talked about many, many different things, movies, TV, but more importantly, they talked about a couple games coming up, which were widely speculated about. Not really much of a surprise, but still seems amazing. First up, Gotham Knights.
Woo!
Cool.
I am excited. We have, I think it's WB Games Montreal working on this.
Yep.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they worked on Arkham Origins as well as the Shadow of Mordor series. Mm-hmm. So no stranger to this kind of combat, but we have something a little bit different. We're going to be having 2-player co-op against the Court of Owls, which is absolutely astonishing. Now, before we get into Court of Owls, because I'm sure you're all asking, who the hell are these guys? We have the lineup, which is going to be, you can play as Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Batgirl, Tim Drake, not Damian Wayne, Tim Drake, a.k.a. Robin.
No Damian.
That's right. Nightwing, also known as Dick Grayson. And my personal favorite, I've only been able to play as this character in 2 games that I can think of. The Red Hood, aka Jason Todd.
Oh,
I'm really excited to play as them. Now, the whole premise of the game is Bruce Wayne is dead.
Bum bum bum.
So he sends out pretty much a what is it? Black Alert is what it was called. What was it? It was just like
a code black
as the night. I
am. yeah. Why do you be so dramatic, Bruce? Code black, code night. That sounds good. Let's go with it.
But so he releases this out and he's just pretty much just like an SOS. He's like, I'm dead. You must all avenge Gotham. Protect Gotham for me.
Also, I blew up the Batcave, so I guess you could have whatever's left.
Have the hand-me-downs in the bunkers that I haven't updated in 10 years. Cool. Bye. You got this, bro.
And I guess you also have Oracle's watchtower, but she's like not crippled, so nobody's hanging out in there and giving anybody intelligence anymore.
What's important to note is that this game does not take place in the Arkham series, the Arkham universe, so to speak.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, well, they say it's like their own universe, their own thing.
Yeah, it's not entirely surprising considering they didn't get Kevin Conroy to resume his role as Batman, nor did they get Roger Craig Smith because he was the voice in Arkham Origins. So I feel like if Kevin Conroy was like, no, they probably could have gotten Roger, to be honest. But they didn't. That was very purposeful, very mindful. And none of the characters really look like themselves. Like Red Hood specifically is very large. It reminds me of remember when they redid Sonic and like Knuckles and Tails, and Knuckles was just like this big beefy dude.
Yeah,
kind of did that to Red Hood. Yeah. So Red Hood seems a little bit big. That's not I think Barbara was probably older than Batgirl appears to be in this. Tim was huge in the Arkham series, and he's tiny in here. And Nightwing is pretty much just Nightwing. Just looks exactly the same. But it is going to be kind of separate. They did confirm that it is only going to be 2-player co-op as of right now, which is kind of a bummer. Casey, I want you to tell us about Court of Owls.
So where do I begin? The wealthiest of Gotham's elite for generations, involved in organized crime.
You have to do it in that voice. You have to do the whole thing.
The whole time. The whole time.
No, stop it. You're gonna
and go.
No. Okay, fine. In 2012, Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder decided to give Batman a new series of arch nemesis because all of his old ones are fucking tired and played out.
It's not wrong.
So they basically decided to just create a whole legion of super trained assassins that are better than the actual League of Assassins that have been around in Gotham for years, operating in secret, beyond the reach of the Bat. And the first thing they ever do is they pretty much try and systematically take out the Bat family.
Yep.
That's
using their super secret soldier, which is whose name is Talon. Who in the comics, I don't know if this is gonna be might be a spoiler for the game, but it's for the comic.
Little baby spoiler.
Isn't he like Dick Grayson's ancestor or
No,
Dick Grayson clone? Or
doesn't he claim to be Thomas Wayne Jr.?
No, it was related to Grayson.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, was there like a Lazarus pit involved in this? In these shenanigans?
It's weird. Thomas Wayne was like a very shady dude. He was involved in a lot of shady stuff. Yeah. Like, because when we think of like Thomas Wayne, we're always like, oh, he's like a good guy, and he like tried to save his wife, and it kind of just like backfired, pun intended, I guess, on like everything. But like, turns out he was actually just really shady.
Damn.
And, not as great of a dude as everyone kind of made him out to be, which kind of makes sense for like rich people.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense for like a billionaire. Yeah.
Does that mean there's going to be a character in this called the Mistress?
She just shows up to give advice to try to make everything right.
Yep.
She's like, I'm so sorry, but this game looks awesome. It's weird that it's 2-player co-op because it shows us 4 characters, but that kind of makes sense because they do show us like 2-player combat in here, and this game looks good. Like, I want to play this game now because in the game demo release, like they showed the two of you together taking down like a building, taking down a room. So I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Are you doing the whole game as co-op? Is that what you're doing here? And it's so cool because you see you see like Robin off in one corner, you see like Batgirl off in another corner doing her thing, and you guys are like convenient to take down the room. So they give you a good amount of enemies, a good amount of baddies. So each one of you has to like I guess do your own tasks. And I like that too because like some of the play areas in these games like feel big enough to have like more than one person in it. And especially the fact that you have these like combos you can do off of each other. I was like, okay, let's go. Yeah. Is there a character you guys are really looking forward to playing? Casey and Chris. We know Greg's character, as he said.
Well,
is
I was gonna ask Greg, what other games is Jason Todd playable in?
The Lego Batman games. I think it's in maybe 2 or 3, and Injustice 2.
Yeah.
And actually, there's 3 games because technically he was playable in Arkham Knight in the DLC.
True.
He had his own DLC pack, which it was a pre-order bonus for GameStop at the time.
Yeah, but he's a big and beefy boy now.
I don't like that. I don't know why they made him big and beefy. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, it's just not. He's never been portrayed that way.
You know, when you said it was like that redesign of Sonic, you know what the redesign that immediately came to mind was? Is the latest Rise of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Now Raphael's the leader and he's gigantic, and you know everybody else, like all the other turtles, look really distinct from one another.
Yep.
I love how like Casey just hops in a boat and like from the topic he just like paddles himself as far as he can.
By the way, I just want to clear the air real quick. We kind of left that Talon identity up in a mystery. I did just officially look it up. He is the ancestor of Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Officially.
Well,
his name was William Cobb.
Okay.
Yes, the infamous Cobb.
But there is Talon isn't. It's like a mantle essentially.
Yeah.
So it's a very much a legacy character. So there are multiple Talons.
I think I was thinking of that Lincoln March guy.
Wait, question: ancestor or like cousin?
Ancestor. They probably froze him or something weird DC universe thing.
Reanimated.
That's never happened in superhero.
Yeah.
Never.
Ever.
Totally.
Dude, Batgirl's costume is sick when it's all modern looking and stuff.
That's the Burnside Batgirl costume. That's the
dude, it looks
tar
sick.
Outfit. Yeah. It's like an actual practical outfit for a superhero.
Like, right? Like
she's got like boots on and not heels, and it's great.
And she has all the different like the armor like plates you see that they're put together for like tactical use. And
you want to know practical on a superhero? Leather jackets.
Yeah.
Leather jackets.
Can't go wrong.
100% practical, especially when Mr. Freeze is taking over. And I love his look. Like I love his like Tim Burton
It's
look.
a good move.
Yeah, it looks sick. It looks menacing in this trailer too. Like holy crap. Yeah.
I really hope this is good. I'm very, very, very excited about this game. Is not just because you get to play as Red Hood, but it brings for me what I wanted in the Arkham series, which is just playing with a friend. And they did touch upon that. I think in Arkham Origins had multiplayer, which was not good, but it was.
But they
something.
tried, and it
It
kind
was
of counts.
something. Yeah.
And here they're just like, what if we improve that, but put it in the main story? Because like seeing the two characters work together to fight Mr. Freeze looks sick. It's like I want to do that with
so
a buddy.
good.
Like I want to get that now. It looks so good.
I know. I really hope they open it up to 4 players. Like even if it's just like strikes or something like that. Like that, I'd be fine with that.
Hey,
Because that's what we want. Like we don't want to be like a duo, even though it's Batman and Robin, because Batman's dead supposedly in this. Open up to the team. Everyone's in there.
Yeah.
You got 4 characters. Let's put them all in play. at
Do
once.
it like a Destiny strike, like a Destiny like freaking dungeon, like an instance. Like let's go. Let's have some like real like RPG mechanics in this thing and open it up to 4 players. Like who knows? Like maybe like I hope they do. I hope they're like for now we're telling everybody it's 2-player. Later on it'll open up to 4, and we're gonna have like give you some crazy scenarios.
yeah, let's not get some false advertising like Streets of Rage here, huh?
Oh, my God.
Oh man.
What a disappointment.
4-player couch co-op. Who the fuck plays couch co-op
In the time of
right,
COVID.
and in what year? Like who thought that was a good idea?
I don't even.
Come
At this
on.
point, if you're doing exclusive couch co-op 4-player, you're out. But I do respect a good couch co-op game. I just will have to wait a while before I respect it in person.
I'm gonna respect it at a distance of no less than 6 feet.
Go ahead.
The only other thing I just want to say real quick, the only other quick adding, just in case WB Montreal is listening to this for whatever reason, I really just hope they have alternate costumes as well. I want 4-player, like all in one, even just strikes in alternate costumes. You cannot have a superhero game without alternate costumes.
You can't do it. Look at the success of Spider-Man on PS4.
Look at the success of Arkham.
Look at the success of Spider-Man on PS1. Look at the success of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't think did great as a game, but it had a lot
Spider-Man
of costumes
game.
in it. So many costumes.
Spider-Man, like everything. Hulk games, even the new Marvel Avengers game, which is not, in my opinion, the most entertaining or the most attention grabbing.
Far from it, you might say.
Still has alternate costumes. That's what it needs.
What we're trying to say is give Jason Todd a Spider-Man costume.
No, imagine give Jason Todd a Deadpool costume, just really throw everything on his head.
That'd be hilarious.
I don't know about all that. I don't know
Too
about
far
all
for
that
Casey.
shit.
Too far.
I draw the line at Spider-Man. That's it.
There we go. All right. The second game coming up, Suicide Squad. Now, we didn't get any gameplay for this necessarily.
But we did get one big thing I can't wait to talk about.
And what's that, Casey?
Wow. DC sure loves having Superman be fucking evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this, the 5th time in the past couple of years?
Well,
DC, I don't think knows what to do.
I mean, how many
other
injustices do you count?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, it's just uncomfortable. Like, okay, Superman is probably the most recognizable hero in the world. Like for the past 80 years, I feel like that's a hard claim to really challenge unless you're also Batman. The guy is a smiling example of truth, justice, and the American way, however you want to slice it. And apparently the only way that modern audiences can find him interesting is you make him a bad guy.
Well, I mean, think about if it was not him, it was someone else. If Superman's going to exist in that universe, he would just come in and kick some ass pretty easily for the majority of the other heroes.
Yeah. Or, he
And
could
game
be
over.
on like a mission in space or so. There's always
There's always a way to write it out to where he's not there just to be so OP.
There is always an excuse for why Superman doesn't fly into Gotham and immediately solve all of that.
Like he's off doing a space mission, Morty. Don't worry about it. We wrote it out.
If Superman is the bad guy, who are we playing as?
Oh, I'll tell you. The Suicide Squad. And they've got all of their own unique powers and abilities.
King Shark is a shark.
No, King Shark is indeed a shark. For all kinds of gameplay variants. Like Captain Boomerang is fucking teleporting boomerangs.
Yeah,
Like,
he has
what the hell
tracer
is that about?
powers.
I love it.
Yeah.
So weird.
Well, I like it too because you're like, how do we make him playable to somebody who's just like, because like a part of the promise of this game is that you'll be able to swap the characters, so you're not playing as just one of the members of the Suicide Squad. Now we don't know if that's like GTA 5, where you can go from Franklin over to Trevor on the fly, which would be pretty cool, or if it's just like a linear type game and you swap to whatever members are with you at that time. But I like the idea of like, how do we make Captain Boomerang interesting? I mean, as a boomerang, let's give him like tracer powers. People like tracer from Overwatch. People like Overwatch. Still, okay, let's do it. Cool. That's on the idea board. What else you got, Johnson?
Or we just don't use Captain Boomerang and use one of the many other C to D list rogues that exist in the DC universe.
Now you say that, but we can also just do it and also give Deadshot a jetpack for some reason. I don't know why Deadshot needs a jetpack, but we sure gave him one.
Because it's cool. I mean, who doesn't want to see Deadshot fly around and make every shot that he says all the time?
Also, does this game just look like Sunset Overdrive to anyone else?
It does. It 100% does. Yeah. Yeah, it has that like sense of humor to it. It's got those bright colors, all of that. I'm excited for it because it is Rocksteady and they have yet to do any wrong as far as I'm concerned. Even with like the tank mechanics in Batman Arkham Knight wasn't the best, but that was still they still had other shining moments in that game. Like the gargoyles would change into like the Joker's face and change back when you go double take or something like that. Or Joker is just on random rooftops. Like they had a lot of fun with that. And it was still a solid game. Plus the Jason Todd scene where you saw him getting beat. Like that was,
dude. They went with that. Someone was like, "We're gonna go for this." I was like, "Yo, let's go. We're here."
So now what they're doing is they're going on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? So now they're doing like something more funny, little dark humor, but humor nonetheless, which is not really something that was as prevalent in the Arkham series. Yeah. If we take Joker out of
not a lot of laughs in those games,
right? So now I'm very curious to see what this combat's going to look like, because it's not going to be stealth based at all. Not one of these characters is going to be sneaking in the shadows. And I'm also curious to see how they have this like 4v1 scenario going.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be happening.
It's an actual squad of people fighting.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited. This is just another cinematic trailer where we don't see any.
I was just gonna say because at the DC Fandome presentation, you had like one of the hosts after they showed the cinematic trailer was like, "Doesn't that look great, guys? Wow, you look forward to that game. It looks amazing." And then they're like, "Yeah, sure does." And I'm like, "It's a cinematic. Stop! Like, stop being so weird and selling us on it. There's no gameplay. We don't know what it looks like." I mean, this cinematic was neat, but it's like we don't know what your game's going to play. Like, you got to sell us.
Did Tim Gunn do this for us?
Yeah. Like, what do you guys do?
Did James Gunn do this for us? Tim Gunn is definitely
with costumes.
he made the costumes
with Tim Gunn designing.
Make it work, Suicide Squad.
So Tim Gunn was like, "We're going to give him a jetpack. Let's do it."
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Suicide Squad coming next year, probably. I think that's what they said.
Big question. 2021 with a question mark.
Ron Burgundy.
And
202X.
Casey has gone too far, so we're going to take a quick ad break and knock him down a couple pegs. So stay tuned.
With a cape. No, anything. Yeah. Cape is always crazy. Cape is always crazy. Look, there are clowns walking the streets right now.
Right now.
There is no one dressed in a cape. Rogue Wave Podcast, the frequency for all things pop culture and the disruptors behind it. Streaming every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook.com/Rogue Wave Podcast, and available immediately following the live stream wherever major podcasts can be found.
And that's the last time that Casey will ever speak after this next topic. Because actually, no, wait, you know what? I'm going to be mean. Casey cannot talk about this next topic at all, because this next topic is right up his alley. I can't say topic tonight. I don't know why.
Dope.
Anyways, Doc Chris, tell me about Nintendo Direct and everything that we saw.
Oh, no.
All right, we had a surprise Nintendo Direct today about the Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary. That's what we're at this year.
Wow.
So we saw it announced a whole bunch of new stuff that's coming out, and some old stuff that's coming out as well. The first thing that they announced is the Mario Game & Watch. So if I don't know if anyone actually remembers way back in actually I certainly don't because homie wasn't born yet. But we had the Mr. Game
Do
&
you
Watch.
remember LCD gaming?
LCD gaming? They had the Mr. Game & Watch, which you might know from Super Smash Brothers Mr. Game & Watch fame. But they are going to release a new handheld that has the original Super Mario Brothers on it, which is pretty great. That's going to be going to be releasing on November 13th, kind of following in the lines of the like NES Classic, SNES Classic type of deal. They want to be able to re-release some of their games that they have again.
Yeah.
Give us the goddamn Nintendo 64 Classic. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Never
what's
gonna
up with
happen.
that?
It's never gonna happen.
No, very upset about that.
So unfortunate.
Well, hold your horses there because I love this little trinket. I mean, I'm not usually one for collector's items anymore, but this thing is kind of neat. Like the way they advertise it, it's like, oh, it's packed with 35 secrets, one for each year that Mario's been a thing. And all I'm sitting here thinking is, wow, Princess Peach is probably just looking in the mirror like, where's the time gone?
Yikes.
I used to be so young.
So many castles.
So many.
many.
So many castles I haven't been in, but so many I have.
And the Mario Game & Watch is going to be available on November 13th.
Oh, pretty soon.
Price still as yet undisclosed, although I think I saw a bumper on Best Buy that said $79.99.
Wow.
Whoa.
Which is
That's too steep.
It's a
Yeah.
little steep, but it's nice.
You can
cool.
probably make your own like portable RetroPie like Game Boy type of thing for around the same price as well.
Yeah.
But what have you. All right. After that, they had Super Mario 3D Worlds.
And with that, the Wii U is officially dead.
Yeah. I know. When they announced that, I was like, didn't they already port that over to the Switch?
I thought so
No.
too.
No.
You are
They did the
mistaken.
Super Mario Brothers Wii U Deluxe, which is actually a very good game, or at least the Wii U version is. I'm assuming the Switch version is, the same thing ported.
No, they purposely made it terrible.
Yeah.
You
It's,
missed your shot to play this game when
yeah.
you didn't buy the Wii U.
Yeah, Sergio, it's easy to get confused when they're, just re-releasing everything that was on the system.
Yeah. Well, I even got confused because I was like, "Wait, is this the 3D version?" But no, the 3DS version was Mario Land.
Yes.
It's always
Oh.
Land on the portable systems and
opposed to
World
Worlds.
on the consoles. Yeah.
You should know
did-
this.
I
Have
should've.
any of you guys played this version before?
Oh, let me tell
I
you
have,
how
yeah.
much I played this version.
Casey.
I've beaten every stage with every character.
Of course you have.
It
Yep.
was a trip to complete that game. Honestly, it might be, dare I say it, my favorite Mario game of all time.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
it's high praise, but let me tell you something. A lot of the other Mario games are all about spectacle and pomp and circumstance, and you're on a real quest to save some stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm not usually one for the sort of level-based Mario where it's like, oh, it's world 1-1 and 1-2, and here's
Right.
a warp zone, and there's little mushroom houses that give you power up. Not about that life. Not even Mario 3 could win me over in that way. This one, with the variety of selectable characters that they all have different stats, it made me feel real good. Like Mario 2 was back in my life, except way better and way harder. I don't know if I've had a greater challenge in a Mario game than like the Champions Road segments or whatever they called the final run. I was blown away by this game, and I played it end to end. I could not put it down.
And the graphics look incredible. Like when people talk about like video games, like you play those video, this is what they think of. Like this is like
Yeah.
the most video gamey looking video games
Yeah.
you could ever think. Like whenever it's like, oh, you play video games, this is what they think. Like this right here, the big beautiful colors, like the cool aesthetic, like all the bright like characters, the collecting coins, the completing the levels. Like this is the video game.
Yeah.
Like it looks beautiful. Like holy
It is.
crap! Look what they've done with this thing.
And
And
also there's
bonus. The
bonus. Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, what's that?
We
about?
don't know what this is yet. This isn't a thing that is porting over from the Wii U. So all we saw was a little very dark, like cinematic intro to a level of some sort. So lots of speculation about what that is going to be, but who knows? Just a darker, grittier version. It's the dark reboot of
It's-
Mario
It's
Super Mario
very,
3D World.
it's
The
very
darkest
spooky.
timeline.
Very
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah.
But cool. It was gonna happen anyways. Might as well. It's a very good game. If you haven't picked it up before, because who the hell bought a Wii U? I did, and I played it there. But it's a very good game, so might as well do that. February 12th, 2021 is when that is expected.
21.
And because everyone likes to have some sort of Royale version of a game, we are going to have Super Mario Brothers 35, which is much in the vein of like Tetris 99. Where you are playing against 35 other people. And as you're playing through the Mario levels, every single enemy that you defeat will then be added to someone else's playthrough, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Hella
That's
chaotic.
It's insane.
That's
Yeah.
going to get bananas by the end of that.
How does it actually play? Because the way it seemed to me is it looks like you're on a timer. You get more time for enemies killed, right? But every time you kill an enemy, it also goes to your opponent's screen. And like Tetris, you can choose like random winner, loser, most coins. It was wild.
Yeah, it looks like super frantic. I'm curious to see how this actually plays, or if it's a little too crazy. But I mean, interesting concept. If you're gonna bring classic Mario into Battle Royale, I guess this is how you do it. Because having 35 people on a screen that can jump off of each other would be a little too.
Oh, I'd been saying like they all like drop into the Mushroom Kingdom together on one screen, and they all have to fight for all the resources.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Also, it only appears to be available for a limited time.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? That is
Yep.
What?
This is what they do. They take it away. They bring it back next year. 36 players. The next year, 37. And then they keep on upping the players.
No.
Yep. There's another game we're going to be talking about also is going to have a similar kind of time lock type of deal.
Yeah.
But that's Super Mario Brothers 35. That is going to drop on October 1st. So in a little under a month, we'll be able to see
around
that.
the corner.
Right around the corner. The next thing we had was Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. And what this is actually a physical accessory that you get. It allows you, it has Mario and a Luigi and checkpoints that you put around your living room or house. And you actually control that little remote control car that has a camera on it that feeds the video back to your Switch using AR so that it actually looks like you're playing through a Mario track that is your house.
You're driving in your own living room.
Driving in your own living room.
I love how Nintendo was like, how do we get a camera into these suckers? Freaking how do we get how do we get a camera just to like go around their entire place and scope it out? I know. Let's build a.
I wonder if they like. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying like the augmented reality looks really cool.
It looks.
I
awesome.
have to say, and I like how you have like those like cool track markers. I mean, like Nintendo knows how to like make things aesthetically pleasing and things that you want. These look like little collectible items. Like I love how the cart looks. I love how the characters look in them. I love the little the racetrack. And I love how like this can really opens up. I mean, if you have like kids, like people are like, oh, this looks really neat. That they can like put up their imagination and put little tracks around the living room and stuff like that. Like that's what they're advertising too. Like all these kids like playing together, like putting cups and dishes and things from the kitchen that's really going to annoy the parents all through their house, and they have to go through like these racetrack gates. But it's really cool, like looking at it from the augmented reality view. Like it's your house, but you see all these crazy like Mario stuff going through.
It's not going to look like that. It's going to be the grainiest camera imaginable.
Yeah.
So grainy.
Mario is going to be like the crispest Mario ever to have been Mario.
They're actually repurposing the old Game Boy camera.
I was going to
I
say,
had a bunch of them scrapped, and here they go. We're just strapping it to a car.
no,
Yeah.
are you wondering where the cameras for the Wii U controllers went?
Oh.
Here.
This is where they went.
But you got a point too, because obviously, like in showing these marketing promos, like they have their best, like foot forward, right? So you got Mario all rendered all nice and augmented reality. You got all the characters too. Everything looks perfectly aligned, but it's definitely not gonna look like that. But all I want for augmented reality is give me a damn Yu-Gi-Oh game where I can put cards down
Hell
and I have the blue eyes, white dragons. Good, look good. Why has nobody done that yet? I want that.
Soon,
give me that. Soon.
I mean, Nintendo's has been all about the peripherals also with Switch between originally Nintendo Labo, was it Nintendo Fit as well? They can't really keep those in stores because everyone's been grabbing them. So I mean, cool. Why not? It's an interesting concept. It looks pretty slick. Why not?
There should have
Yeah.
been a bit where they drive through somebody's legs, like the legs.
That
are
would
an
have been great.
obstacle. That would have been so perfect. It's like this is tailor made for you're driving around the house and your dad is walking past. It's like, God damn it! I told you no more Mario Kart in the
It's-
goddamn living room. Trying to
And,
watch the game.
The Mario Kart Live home circuit will be available on October 16th.
All
Very
right,
soon.
Casey, tell me about the special events that happened.
Special. Well, there's a big ol' Smash a Bro tournament, which is pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Contain the excitement.
Well, listen. I don't want.
Oh, you know Nintendo's doing stuff.
Well,
It's
listen,
kind
I don't want
of.
to say that I was the most hyped for Smash Brothers when it came out.
Yes, but I'm not competitive.
Okay.
It's just the way it is. I play a game I like to play by myself, and them's the breaks.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you try in order the show notes instead of just jumping around?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Wait, is that not what's next? Hold on a second.
Here, let me help you.
Oh, I goofed it up. There it is.
Editor's notes. Casey
There
the
you
show notes
go.
for the first time. All right,
Font
let's
size 30. For Casey.
we'll just cut this whole part out of it where Casey absolutely goose up the whole show and elongates it.
I goofed it up.
Starting with Mario Kart World Tour, that's going to be coming out.
You have one
September
job,
8th.
and it's
Hold on.
Nintendo. All you have is Nintendo's your one thing.
This isn't in the order of the video. I got thrown off. I'm trying
Oh,
to
it
keep up.
100% is, but that's
No, it's
beside the
not.
point.
The order of the video.
Yep. So actually, Mario Kart Tour, it's actually been out already, but there's going to be a special event starting on September 8th, where you're going to have some of the classic SNES characters on there as well. And you guys
like Donkey
played,
Kong Jr. making
like
his
Donkey
triumphant
Kong Jr.
return. We love it.
and you guys actually played that?
Once, and then I uninstalled it. Promptly uninstalled. I didn't like it.
I wa-
Whatever it is about Nintendo games in my phone, the exception being Pokemon Go, it just never connects with me.
Damn.
I actually really liked Mario Kart Tour, and I am holding that responsible for the fact that I bought Mario Kart 8 again for Switch because I was having so much fun with it on my phone. Every once in a while I pick it up, and I think it's very well done. Like, racing games on your phone can get a little weird. They're a little janky. They did a very good job for what Mario Kart Tour is. It is a very good racing game for your phone.
Dude,
Well, I
Mario
thought
Kart
it
8 on the
was-
Switch is awesome.
It's absolutely
It's
amazing.
so good.
It's probably one of the best ones. Like, maybe I may like it better than 64. It's so smooth.
Listen, I thought Mario Kart Tour was super cool until I got to watch my battery drain in real time. That was
Touche, salesman.
that was a trip.
Yeah.
But it's impressive. I just, for a phone game, I'm like completely blown away.
Yeah. Cool. Super Mario Maker is also going to have some special levels that are going to be releasing on November 2020, kind of inspired by a lot of the crazy speedruns that we see that people make on their own, but there's going to be some official Nintendo ones, which is great. Splatoon 2 Splatfest on January 2021 is going to be Mario themed. Animal Crossing Furniture is going to drop in March of 2021. And
Can't wait. People have been waiting for this forever. And it's a
You had
year-
your chance to talk, Casey. You botched it.
I totally blew it, but whatever. I'm talking about this anyway. Because Pocket Camp has had Mario Furniture in it, and previous Animal Crossing games have had Mario Furniture in it, and you usually got them through these really cool fortune cookie items that were super collectible. And I made an entire house filled with Nintendo merchandise and New Leaf, and it was great. And now I have to wait a month. No, wait, I have to wait 6 months for this to come out. And I really want that second fall update, Nintendo. Where's my? I need my Animal Crossing fix, man. Come on. Okay.
How many hours are you in now?
I don't want to say north of 1600, but I mean,
Jeez.
nope. 1590.
Good job.
Getting damn close.
Getting damn
Good
close.
job.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
Can we
And
talk
of
about
course-
the merch now? Are we going to
Yeah.
talk about the merch?
I want you to talk about the merch.
Okay. We didn't talk about the Super Mario Lego set on this show yet. Although I feel like we should have, because I feel like it's been out for long enough.
It's
and
pretty rad.
It's pretty rad looking, but that Nintendo, like the NES model with the the TV is $228.
Nope, no thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Missed me with that.
I didn't realize that was a real set. I thought that was just a concept, but
oh no, that's
it's a real set.
the real deal. I have seen it in action. It is very cool.
Does it actually work?
Yeah, kind of like the way
Yes.
so
I'm not
I wouldn't call it a video game per se, but the TV has like a little hand crank that scrolls the level, and you like move Mario up and down with like a little lever, and he kind of like jumps over it like it's a
Oh, interesting.
like it's a scrolling animation. It's very kitschy, and I
love kitschy though.
I love kitschy. Oh my god! But you know, I was gonna say this when we were talking about the little Mario Kart racers. Where was all this shit when I was a kid? I would have gone absolutely apeshit, cuckoo bananas over Nintendo cardboard stuff that you could put together with your dad because you're a dumb kid who can't do it on his own. Little Mario themed RC race cars after Mario Kart, and now fucking Super Mario Legos. Are you kidding me? I would have ate that up.
I mean, even better, like you're an adult, you can buy it for yourself
no,
now.
it's not.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not the same. What's going to happen is I'm going to build it, I'm going to play it once, and then it's just going to sit on the shelf.
Yeah, but that was going to happen when you were a kid, anyways.
No,
Yeah.
I disagree.
The difference being that you perceive time to be longer than you currently do, so it felt like you're actually playing it for more hours, but really it was once or twice.
Is
So
it
just
enough
sits in the
that
closet.
that in one sentence you ruined my childhood and now you're gunning for my adulthood? I only just turned 30, Greg. I'm not ready for this.
I was gunning for a two birds, one stone scenario, but
You're a monster, is what you are.
but I guess I screwed that one up.
No, I mean, you know, and also there's like a lot of cool like keychain stuff, and the Nintendo World Store, which I thought was closed, has a bunch of Mario 35th anniversary merchandise, which I would love to go check out, you know, if there wasn't a plague happening right now. Super great. But yeah, they're really going all out for this anniversary, and it kind of makes me wonder what they've got planned for Zelda's next anniversary, which is 35 next year. Because all these great games came out. Yeah, you see? That's what they don't tell you with these things.
I'm jazzed for that more than Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. 100%. But overall, I you know, the piece de resistance coming after all this merch stuff is they put out the classic Super Mario All-Stars on Nintendo Online Super Nintendo, which is great because it's got Mario 1 and Mario 2 and Mario 3 and Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels, and not Super Mario World. But that's like 4 games in one, dude. And it comes with the online Switch service you're already paying for if you play 1,500 hours of Animal Crossing and you fucking need that shit in your life. So, you know, that's rad. But the best part, and I am super jazzed for this, even though I already own these games each at least twice, is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which brings some minor graphical updates and resolution size. Yeah, but super minor.
So minor you might not notice it.
Yeah, you might not even notice it. In fact,
Same amount of polygons, they're just much sharper around the edges.
The only reason you're probably going to notice it is because you're playing it on an HDMI cable into probably a better TV than you had 8, 10, 20 years ago. But they bundled Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and the first Super Mario Galaxy all together for the low price of a regular Switch game, which I think is $59.99.
I'm very excited about this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so jazzed about it.
Yeah.
And much like we talked about the Super Mario Brothers 35 time locked, this also is only going to be available from its release date on September 18th until March of next year. So if you want it, get it while you can. I actually just pre-ordered it today as well because when I read the fine print and went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This was leaked back in March that this was going to be a thing. I forget what outlet actually leaked it, and so I've been waiting for them to officially announce this since March. But come on, guys, do it! I got to switch. I got to fill it up with awesome Mario.
I
games.
was really banking on them doing a complete remaster of Mario 64. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's just the old janky 1996 graphics.
Well, it might be working on that. We don't know.
I mean, they could, but also, like, are you really going to release, you know, classic Mario 64 and then
like
Your-
a
your
Unreal
super-
Engine
Your
version.
Yeah.
super duper enhanced version.
Unreal
Yeah, 'cause this
Engine
is-
4.
Yeah.
Because this is what you do, and then after this, we'll take a little break. You get people like kind of remembering what the game was like, but you don't give them the remaster. What that's going to do is going to whet their appetite a little bit, right?
Yeah,
So
you
like,
just gotta-
I really want to play this game, but I don't want these graphics. And then like next year or 2 years, boom, new graphics, better
Yeah.
graphics.
You gotta listen. You gotta give him just the tip before the whole Mario shaft.
And no matter how many times I throw Casey out of a window, I turn around and he just shows back up on the couch.
It's like a freaking Captain Boomerang.
It's like a pigeon that just comes
It's like-
back in the window.
It's
You
like a
just
Jim
can't get rid of
Carrey
it.
movie.
Like, it comes back.
He keeps on coming back. All right.
Oh,
As with every
righty then.
episode, we're going to talk about what we've been playing this week. So we'll start with Chris on this one.
I had been really excited for the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles
Mhm.
remaster to come out because I had always really wanted to play it when it first came out, but because I was mystified by the whole connect to your Game Boy and use that as your inventory screen, and so it came out and I downloaded it, and the gameplay is okay.
It's
But-
just as okay as I
Yikes.
remember.
So I downloaded it, I played it,
Man.
and that's the story.
No, I'm still playing it a little bit with my friends, but it's like there's so many problems with this game, guys. like-
I got two big ones. Yeah.
Hit them. What's one?
You're only the leader or the host gets any progress in
Yep.
storyline.
So if you're playing with 4 friends, because you can play up to 4 friends, again, gotta love that couch co-op. That's now not couch co-op. You can't play it couch co-op. It's only online. You
Ridiculous.
have to play the same level 4 times to make
Wow.
sure everyone gets credit for that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's kind of crazy. Like honestly, I think a lot of the gripes I have would go right out the window if everyone just got credit for what you did. So that's gripe number 1. What's your second gripe, Casey? Because I bet
Don't
I'm
you-
also going to agree.
Don't you still have to have somebody's got to be the bucket baby?
Oh yeah, I mean, I get that. That's definitely like a game design meant to really keep keep the whole party together so that you have everyone on one screen instead of doing it like a split screen type of deal. I
Yeah.
understand that. I'm okay with that. I don't have a gripe with that.
Just feel like
Uh,
they could have fixed it after 15 years.
You'd think so. I mean, that's the whole point of the game, though. So I don't. That's fine. The matchmaking is like super cumbersome. I found out actually I even opened up a support ticket with Square Enix because I found that the friends only button when you just want to play with friends, it doesn't seem to be working unless I'm missing something. Where I had a few friends, I knew someone might be jumping on a little later, so I was playing with one of my friends and I opened it up for 2 extra people, so 3 of us playing. Did friends only. I went in, was playing with my friend, and probably like halfway through level, all of a sudden someone jumped in, completely random, and I was like, "That's
What?
not." Yeah, I was like, "That's not what I want." That's what I was trying to.
Yeah,
avoid.
friends only means random person just
Yeah.
invades your world.
Yeah.
Weird.
So yeah,
Everyone's a friend in Final Fantasy.
Everyone's-
Final Fantasy is like Dark Souls, right?
You've
Everybody
been
wants to play
invaded.
with Random people.
been invaded, man. And like, I wouldn't mind if they just got rid of that friends only button. I don't think I would have been like as mad. But it's like it's there. Yeah, it's dated. Once you get into the gameplay, it's fine. It's nothing. I'm not writing home about it.
Doesn't sound too convincing. It's
No,
fine.
I'm not like unless you really love this game. Maybe skip it. But I'm
Damn.
playing. It's a game I can play with my friends, so that's always good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I've been playing. Casey, what have you been up to?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, Casey, didn't you just say last week that you bought Control on sale and you were really excited to play it? Well, I accidentally started playing Fallout New Vegas again.
How do you accidentally reinstall
How did that
a game
happen?
and then start playing it?
I don't know. It just, before you were watching a YouTube video where some guy tries to beat it with like his feet. And then,
You find yourself upside down on the wall and trying to
Yeah.
beat it with your feet.
you find, before you know it, you're trying to, 1 foot, actually 8 toes. is
Casey's like,
the
watch this
current-
guy. He's like, challenge accepted, you stupid nerd.
Yeah, you dumb idiot. No. I actually finally forayed into the world of playing with mods,
Oh.
which has completely transformed my experience with this game. Even like little stuff like having more than one companion at a time, like not even the really wild stuff like graphical updates and people who have somehow programmed in new quests and new NPCs and all kinds of
Or guys who can play as Captain America, having a gun that shoots out like tomatoes or something.
yeah, like play as Shrek in New Vegas, like no problem, like totally, it's fine, everything's fine, this is great. But yeah, listen, New Vegas, you ask pretty much anybody who's played the franchise, people will say is really the best one you can play. I can't recommend it enough, and now that I've been playing it with game enhancements, it's like playing a brand new game all over again, which is cool because I didn't have to pay for anything.
Nice.
All right,
Yeah.
Sergio.
Oh man, so I got into a game that I didn't think I would be playing anytime soon or ever in a while. So a friend of mine recently got herself a nice gaming PC, and she's been checking out a couple different games, and she was like, hey, you want to play this, you want to play that? I'm like, oh, sure, whatever. And then there's one game, she was like, hey, so I was looking around for like some MMOs and some free ones, because like money's tight. And she was just like, yo, do you want to download and maybe play Star Wars The Old Republic with me? I was like, sure, let's do it. So yeah,
didn't we try to do that once upon
We did.
a
We did
time?
Star Wars.
We did.
Buddies, yeah.
We're bounty
Yeah,
hunters, bounty hunter buddies. That was awesome. We like made we like made each other. We made ourselves. It was so good. That was awesome.
Slider couldn't get me short enough.
Yeah. But I've actually been having fun with the game, especially now that I have like a better computer to play on. It's weird like how smooth it is, and how like I kind of everything up to like ultra, like all the effects. Obviously since it's like a big MMO, like it's not the most graphically intensive thing, because they scale everything down so anybody can run it and it's kind of smooth. But I've been having a lot of fun there because it's a BioWare game. I'm reminded how good BioWare are at story. So I'm playing through the Sith assassin story, and I'm helping my new master like kill and destroy the masters above her and help rise to power, but also plotting my rise to power as well. And just to see the story get weaved together and what they were trying to do with this game, with like their first fully story-fied, first fully voiced MMO, where every single NPC, every single quest line has like an act to it, like a cinematic feel to it. And she's my friend who's been playing, she's been enjoying it a lot. Never played the game, never touched it, never played a BioWare game. And she was like, this is really cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty nuts. And so we've just been playing that. So that's what I've been playing.
Nice. Speaking of MMOs, I have been playing the New World MMO, or the preview is what they're calling it on Steam right now. Which
Amazon's
for those of
MMO.
Yeah, who don't know, it's Amazon's MMO. I'm enjoying it. I will say this. I didn't like it at first because I think I had a bug where it set my waypoint for my next mission almost in an entirely different part of the continent, which was by level 25s, and I was level 4.
Broken.
And I was just like, what is it? I tried to walk there a couple times. I wasted maybe like 2 hours or maybe 3 hours trying to do it. And finally I just gave up, deleted my character, restarted. And now I'm at like level 18, and I put in another like 8 hours or something like that. It's pretty solid. What I like about it is you can literally pick up any weapon, and just the more you use it, the better you get. Each weapon has its own skill tree, as opposed to the character having their own skill tree. The character has stats, essentially. So when you level up as character, you put your stat point in, and that's it. I found the best so far to be the hatchet is my favorite.
The
weapon.
hatchet is so OP.
It's so ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. Second runner up is a sword and shield, which is actually surprising me. I used some of the magical staffs. They were fine. They didn't really grab me too much, because I'm guessing your face, you're kind of screwed anyways. One of the things I will say about it is, other than the things that I just mentioned, it is literally no different than any other MMO that I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
They're toting around like, this is the WoW killer. This is going to be the one. This is totally different. And you load in.
Sure, it's just like WoW.
And like, I guess some of the differences is you can actually chop down trees, which are kind of cool. And you can see other characters or other people chopping down trees. So if you chop down a tree, it's down for everyone, not just you in that instance or whatever. Because that sometimes happens with WoW. But yeah, like, it's just like, it has that same dead feeling. You know, when you play like an MMO and everything just seems like dead and fake and not alive, and it has that same feel, which I'm really like, I don't know what I want in an MMO anymore. I think that's just like the MMO feel. But I feel like after 20 years, we should be beyond that.
It does feel empty a little bit. You know, like you load into
Yeah.
the game and they give you kind of this story, but like as you're going around in the beginning stages, it's kind of empty. Like you have these drowned sailors that you got to kill. I do like the hammer gameplay. I think the hammer is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I tried
weapon.
it. It was fine. It's too
Yeah.
slow for me.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it is powerful though.
Yeah, it's nuts, and I like how the contact feels like with the characters in the world. It feels a bit, at least to me, a bit tactile. But as you're running around the world and doing stuff, I'm like, this is I got bored because as you said, it kind of feels like every other MMO. There's nothing really special to it, and I don't know what I was expecting from New World. I just want a good MMO. Like a couple buddies of mine, including like my buddy Alex, is like, I just want to get into a world with my friends and like customize characters and like get lost and run around, you know, and like that's what WoW still is for some people. But you know, like WoW's still popular for a reason, but they have to break the mold of MMOs. They gotta do something to draw us in.
It's no Fallout 76, okay?
Yikes!
I think honestly, what I want is Devil May Cry the MMO, like that kind of gameplay. Devil May Cry 5, that like fast pace. You can go from range to melee really quickly.
More hack and slash.
I want like a hack and slash fun,
not a click and wait.
Right? Yes. I want.
Yeah.
And you know what? And New World I always forget its name. I always want to call it Open World, which is stupid. But New World, to its credit, is very action based. You have to wait for some cooldowns, but you can just keep on slashing all you want, and you're good to go. But like I think I just want a beautiful, fast paced game with a whole bunch of people in it. And I feel like the technology can do that. We can at least make these games look intro PS4 level. I feel like at this point.
Jay, I want a Naruto MMO. I'll play the hell out of that. I would play that. Like you make your own ninja, like you find your own ninja Hui. Yeah. And like you go through all the different like ninja nations and stuff, and at least like that world would feel a bit alive because like you kind of know it, and they'd have all these interesting characters in it. Like here, the enemies aren't interesting, the character designs themselves are whatever. Right. I think it's like too true to life because you're like regular like people, you know, and there's nothing really like fantastical about it. There is some stuff like later on, but it's just like I don't know what this MMO wants to be like. What's its identity? You know what I mean? If they're like, how about we have, you know, when the sailors like went to the New World, you know, America or whatever, but there's also fantasy, just a little bit of fantasy.
It's weird. It's very like mishmash. They don't have like a solid style other than like realistic, but you know, realistic where everyone's computer can handle it, which is not realistic at all.
Greg, did you ever play Conan Exiles?
No.
See, I feel like that's the kind of RPG you're looking for, and I'm not just saying it because it's got a wiener slider. And it's the only.
Did I ever say wiener slider in any of my descriptions of what I want in an
Yeah,
MMO?
you said. This
yeah,
is what
Casey,
I want,
like why is it you were recommending this game specifically, and then you bring that feature up? You're like, okay, there's something I know you really like. For some reason.
Wieners.
Yeah.
Listen, you say you want something different in an MMO, and that's the only MMO I can think of that's got a wiener slider.
I say something different in case he thinks of wieners. All right, let's talk about what's free this week. Over on Epic, we have Into the Breach, which just hit as of recording right now, a couple hours ago, I feel like, and a new battle royale that I know Chris and I played a little bit of called Spellbreak.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
Oh, and searched it too. Everyone but Casey played it.
I didn't play it at all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, Spellbreak, it's a new battle royale that is on Epic, Switch, Xbox, and PS4. It is free, which always is a good sign. So instead of, you know, like a classic Fortnite with guns, you play as a mage. So instead of like guns, you get these gauntlets that have different powers. You can, each one, you shoot the element of your choice. There's also like that element also has like a power move as well. It literally feels like Fortnite with magic. Is really
the movement is a lot of fun though. Like when you're moving from place to place, it's very fast. It's very fast paced. I didn't mean that to rhyme. But it feels good. You can combine the elements to make like a super element. So you can combine like gas with fire and does an explosion thing, like, which is really cool. I like it. It's just it's not keeping me. It's not like I think I'm just like let down that it feels like every other BR, like third person BR that I've ever played ever, mainly just Fortnite, but it's just not different enough for me, which is a shame. Like I'll probably play for another hour or two and that's going to be it.
Yeah. And the spells and the animations are cool. And I would rather have it in like a different type of game than in a VR. Like I can see like playing like an adventure game with this like all the same aesthetics,
Yeah.
the characters, the landscape. Like it looks good, and I like the way that the spells felt, especially when you combine different things and you pick up different gauntlets. And I was like, oh, I want like an adventure game. I want like a story mode with this, or even just like a co-op like wave battle. But like not, I wasn't really feeling like the VR vibes in this because you got
get
other VRs.
nothing. You
Yeah,
get
I think that reason I like this like much better than Fortnite is how you move. I think that is much better. I'm kind of over like the just jump into an arena and shoot people. There's a million games that do that, and this feels like definitely a fresher take on it. I think you guys are right that this kind of foundation of fast pace, the way that you actually throw the different elements feels great, and there's plenty of more that they can do with like adding more depth to that type of gameplay. But it's whatever, man. It's free. If I'm gonna play a battle royale, so far this is probably the most fun battle royale, the style that I've played. I'll play. It's not gonna be a mainstay for me, but it's definitely something I will jump in and jump out of.
Yeah.
Fair. And real quick, coming up before we head out, we do have, I know we've forgotten to mention this in the past, but Xbox is still a thing, and they still offer free games if you have a gold subscription. So the Xbox games with gold for September are for Xbox One, we have The Division and Unwritten Tales 2. For Xbox 360, which I'm assuming is going to be backwards compatible with the Xbox One, The Blob 2. And for the OG Xbox, again, assuming compatibility things, Armed and Dangerous. So those are, if you have a Xbox games with gold active, you get those games for free right now. And with all of that, that is officially all of the time that we have for tonight. I want to thank everyone for hanging out and chat with us over at twitch.tv/weareroguematter on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, if you came into this episode late, or you were here from the beginning and you want to hear what it sounds like without Casey kerfluffing everything, you can do so over basically wherever you get a podcast. I would recommend Spotify because I've been using it lately and I find it delightful. So with all that being said, everyone, thank you for hanging out, and we will see you next time.